So I got several new figures yesterday, and one of them is the EXO-6 Kolinahr Spock. And I was a bit critical of EXO-6 a while back, and I could tell based on the likes and dislikes that not everyone enjoyed my little rant. But I did not like the ultra exclusive Star Trek: The Motion Pictures Kirk. So they didn't make Spock as exclusive, although it did sell out fairly quickly. Um, so I don't have the Kirk, but I do have the Spock, and it has arrived. My voice is a little raspy because I'm getting over a cold. Um, so here is the other Spock from EXO-6. I now have three Spocks, which is two more than any other Star Trek figure that I own. I wasn't absolutely in love with this figure. I felt it was a little awkward. I don't know. There was something about the face. It's a really good sculpt, but I don't know. I don't know why I'm even complaining because it is a really good sculpt, but I just didn't fall in love with it. But the body was kind of awkward. It's a great figure, but I didn't fall in love with it. I really like this figure immediately. So Leonard Nimoy is about 10 years older or so. I think that actually, I think it looks better on here than on my camera than it does in person. He was a bit more lined in the face, particularly around the mouth. And it kind of captures it here. Maybe underplays it a little bit, but it's a really good representation. Now, this outfit that he's wearing, he only wore this for a couple minutes in the movie. This was what he was wearing when he entered the Enterprise and was on the bridge, and then by the next scene, he had changed into his regular Starfleet uniform. So I don't know. I just love this. I love this outfit. So it's got the big sleeves, and there is wiring in here to keep it kind of open. And I don't think you can ever see it in the movie, but there is a little cape on here. And I would assume that's movie accurate, but I don't think there's any way to see it I don't remember them ever showing his back. I rewatched the movie yesterday, and I think it's an underrated movie. It definitely has flaws. I think that it is overly long. It is overly dark. There is a bit more humor in there than I remember. I was actually taking notes as I was watching it, and I wrote in there that it was just very dour with no humor. But actually, there is humor in there. So you have to be kind of in the mood for it. But I watched it in 1979 when it originally came out. I'm not going to say they made the wrong. They absolutely made the right decision in kind of reversing course with Star Trek II, but I think the overall plot was very intriguing. So I enjoyed it. It's a bit of a long movie, but I definitely enjoyed it. So this figure, I didn't notice before, but the joints on it feel really nice. Now, it doesn't feel. You could feel the joint in here, but I'm fine with that because I'm never going to remove the clothing. And so, what's most important to me is that the joints are smooth and that they are durable. And so they feel durable. The figure feels very hard underneath, and I think that's fine. It doesn't need to feel flesh-like. It does. I can feel the musculature under here, and I don't know that I can. I mean, I could probably remove it, but I'm not going to. The boots feel very nice. They feel solid. I would compare that to very soft boots here. Now, I kind of complained about this in my discussion when I talked about how soft this is. But when I watched the television program, actually, this is kind of accurate. They weirdly had it very kind of plastic-like in there. So I think I'm going to give this one high marks. So EXO-6 has kind of somewhat redeemed itself. Now there is shown on their site. They haven't listed the figure yet, but apparently they're going to show McCoy with the huge beard, the huge, obviously fake beard that he enters the Enterprise with. And again, that is only for a few minutes where he has that silly giant beard. But they have not yet listed the McCoy. By the next scene, he had shaven it off. So this figure comes with basically no extras. Almost no extras. I love this box. First of all, it's exactly the size that would be necessary for this figure. They don't make it any bigger. And one of the issues I have with boxes is it's almost impossible to open a box without damaging it. Even if it's just a tiny, tiny bit of damage, folding or whatever, when you're opening the top or the bottom. But in this case, it's magnetic. It opens right up. There's no damage. You could kind of see the magnets in there. So you're not doing any damage to the box at all. And then this opens up, and you have this soft thing in here. So you could see that there's really no extras. I'm not sure what this is, but it's funny because on Big Bad Toy Store, it lists out the extras. It doesn't even mention that there are some extra hands. And then there's this thing. Let's see, that is listed as a IDIC badge, and I don't know what that means, but I guess it's wearable because it appears to be a pin. So I don't know what the point of that. I just watched the movie, and I don't recognize that from the movie. But obviously he's got... Oh, okay, so this is two hands, actually. So you'd put his arms together, and then, of course, we have his live long and prosper hands. And we have the stand and everything. And these figures, I do use the stand. I don't use the stand with my robots, but these figures, they're a little bit more wobbly. So I do use the stands with these figures. So anyway, this is the new EXO-6. What is it? The Kolinahr? What's that? That's supposed to be... He was going to go through a ceremony for Kolinahr. Ultimate level of logic. And he kind of got mentally called away by V'ger. And so he had at least one more mission and then, continued to do Star Trek 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he obviously had lots more missions to do. So anyway, I give this one high marks. This is going to be one of my favorites on the shelf by EXO-6. So right now, there's nothing coming up from EXO-6 for the original series. They're always producing more figures, but not a lot for the original series. So I don't know that I need any more Spocks, but if they do a Spock for Star Trek 2, I'll probably spring for that one also.